Okay, so hello again. Today is April 18th, and it is officially our first meetup for the Summer Learning Institute Tanzanian Experts. Last year, our experts met each other on the ground in Tanzania. And the only time that they saw each other's faces was during our 4-part Thai tour preparation series. So even though the Summer Learning Institute is underneath of our study abroad, Thai studies, and cultural exchange portion of the Teaching Artists Institute, it is powered by Thai tours. We definitely wouldn't invite you this far to a country that you've never been to and not give you an opportunity to de-stress, see the country itself. So this is the perfect example of work-life balance, where you have an opportunity to do the work you love, to see the impact that it makes, but also have an opportunity to get R&R that's necessary, especially for those that are working in grassroots communities, on the front line, in our school systems, in the healthcare sector. You need that break to keep going. And so we'll make sure that you go to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain in Africa. We'll make sure that you walk along the beaches of Zanzibar on the Indian Ocean. You'll have a chance to be immersed into the daily life of the Maasai, the semi-nomadic ethnic group that lives between Tanzania and Kenya. So many of the things that you probably wouldn't get to do during normal summer school instruction. And so we're excited to offer that to you. And you will do that during the weekend. So we'll talk more about the itinerary and the schedule later in our development. I mentioned that to say you will have an opportunity to learn about the tour side. We'll talk with you during the Thai tour preparation series about visas and vaccinations, how to be healthy abroad. We'll talk about some of the new barriers to travel, like the COVID test, the PCR test, going in and out of the country. And once you arrive to the airport, we'll talk about what to pack. But we will do all of that in June. So save your questions. I'm just telling you that now because I want you to know that we will get to it. I know that some of you have never been to the country before. These conversations are a new component of what we're doing to make sure that each course underneath of each course track during the curricular side of what we're doing is in sync, that they complement each other, to make sure that you have a level of cultural orientation, that you understand the population you're going to work with, and some of the language barriers and some of the things that may come up. We just want you to be prepared for how to deal with that in advance. Also to get you thinking in advance about your course syllabus and not have you do that alone. We want to be with you. We want you to meet the other instructors in advance. You all may have great suggestions for each other's course tracks. That is what interdisciplinary creation looks like. And so this is us living up to our own best practices, making sure that all of our sectors are connected prior to our arrival. So you have the time to really know somebody that you may be sleeping with in the room for 2.5 weeks. So if we can just start with basic introductions, I guess I can go first. As you all may know, I'm Kim Poole. I am the founder of the Teaching Artists Institute, but I'm also an artist myself in and of itself. I'm a performing artist. I sing and I also create music. I love music. I curate mixed media art, and I use the ancient techniques of my ancestors. I can be a griot at times. I weave the stories of our people together and I share them in an attempt to connect us, no matter where we are. I attempt in my art to remind us as a people that we are the original human beings and that as a result, we must set the standard for what humanity looks like. And so that's what I do with my music, my storytelling, and my performance art. With the Teaching Artists Institute, our goal is to use art as a tool for social transformation, to teach artists and encourage them that with the responsibility of talent and influence comes an acknowledgement of the community development needed for their people and the human polity. And so we do that through programs like this, the Summer Learning Institute. We do that through cross-cultural communication and mutual understanding. We do it through our international conference each year, connecting artists and art culture to sustainable development. Bridging the communication between grassroots and grass tops communities is important to us. And so I hope that we'll do some of that this summer. This summer, with our program, the Summer Learning Institute, we're teaching the art of possibility. And what that means is that we're teaching whatever learner comes to us, college students, I see some of them on the line today, as well as elders that have been doing their work since before I was born, teaching them that art is about creation and innovation, and it should be used as a pedagogy integrated into every field. Every field, every discipline should think with the creativity and innovation of the artist. And so we use the artistic lens, and we use that to explore every sector in society and its development. And we allow artists, interdisciplinary artists like yourselves, and some non-traditional artists to help us explore that. And so that is who I am. That is who the Teaching Artists Institute is, and a little about our program that you all signed up to be a part of. I thank you again for being experts on our team this year. And now I would love for you the opportunity to introduce yourselves. So please come off the camera if you haven't already done so that we can see your face for the first time. I won't choose you out. Don't make me choose you, family. Just volunteer. God loves a cheerful giver. So please give us your energy and let us know who you are and why you decided to be with us this year.
I'll go, Kim. Well, I mean, unless you want me to introduce myself. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, good evening. Hold on, let me put this one up. So, got me multitasking today, but great to see you all. Haki Ami here, a Success Scholar. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, currently doing some work. It's good to see Frida, Shana, Mama Rashida, Janice, okay, and CJ, okay, great. And if I missed Mama Janice and everyone else, so if I missed you all, I just want to, say thank you, congratulations, thank you for considering this opportunity. So I've been working with the Teaching Artists Institute for the past two and a half, 3 years, and so we did some things in Tanzania, and we're looking forward to this year's opportunity. About myself, I'm an author, speaker. I've been in a few different films, shall I say, over the years, and working in that space a little bit more as I find myself. That's been one of my greatest aspirations to work in the film space, and I've been in some documentaries, and we're just excited about this year, going back to Tanzania, working with our art tank, and Kim will share about the art tank. Well, no, she may not, but just recently, our art tank winners are in Tanzania. I'm sorry, they're in the United States, and so we're excited about that. And the Summer Learning Institute, where we are excited about that. The current president of Tanzania is currently in the United States. She's in New York, and our co-collaborative organization in Tanzania, Magamoto, or Art Tank winner, they are performing there. So this is pretty big for our organization. So you all will experience and see their growth from when we met them the first time that we went to Tanzania. So it's going to be an exciting opportunity for you all. So looking forward to continuing to build. So I'll just listen in. I'll go on mute and I'll be listening in. Thank you all.
So, hey, I'm gonna jump in. This is Mama Rashida. I am driving, so I'm gonna have to not be on camera, but it's not because I don't want to be. So, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Great. Listen, I wanted to say, I'm Rashida. I am, I've been with Ty last year, Moonwork Productions, our organization. We're a social justice theater company, and we helped to sponsor Ty, the Summer Learning Institute, last summer. And when Kim was talking to us about going, my son and I went teaching about art and social justice, and my son with art and healing through hip hop. And oh my goodness, I had no idea I came to give something, but like I got like 3,000 times more than whatever it was I came to give. Just an immense amount of learning. Every day there was an event. We had a lunch and learn with the most profoundly brilliant professors at every university we were at. I learned so much I didn't know about the enslavement in East Africa in the way that I knew about in West Africa. We're from the western coast of Africa. And the people there were so wonderful. I don't know if I'm supposed to say all of this, but I'm feeling to say it. And so this trip for me, connecting internationally and working with young people. I work with young people for over 25 years with theater, but working with these young people, we see that the same issues that affect our young people here are some of the same issues that affect young people in Tanzania as well. And but there's so much in Africa for us to gain and to pull from and to grow from. And I came back very renewed, filled up, and just with a new, just renewed strength to continue doing the work that I'm doing here in the States as well. I'm gonna be quiet now, but I guess somebody else can talk. And maybe I'll talk again a little later.
Okay, well, it's nice to hear that. Yes. So I'm Frida Abarayodele, and this will be my first time going to Tanzania. I'm a visual and performing artist. I sing and dance and, do the visual arts. And I'll be offering a course in the healing arts. I've worked in the prisons and used art to help, the young ladies and gentlemen figure out what and why they did what they did, and saw a lot of strides, saw a lot of good things happen from that. And I'm a firm believer that, you can change your relationship to your circumstances by literally making something of it. So I'm looking forward to developing this curriculum and seeing what, the folks there will have to offer as well. I'm just really excited. I'm a big travel enthusiast anyway. So I've been to Senegal and Kenya. And so I'm excited to check out Tanzania. So.
I can go next.
Great, okay. Let's see. I don't know if Kim is, okay.
Yeah, I think she already said she'd go next.
Oh, okay.
So you should go now, Chisholm.
Okay, for me. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Chisom. I am a neuropsych student at Hopkins, and the reason I decided to join this program, I'm first very thankful for the opportunity. From everything I've heard, it's very much in alignment with my interests in spirituality and communication. I just in the past 2 years became very drawn to self-development and knowing one's story. And in I've gotten the chance in the past 2 months to be able to say that storytelling is now a hobby of mine. So it's definitely a skill I want to get better at, communicating ideas towards an audience of varying types of perspectives and circumstances and different ways of learning. So I know I'll be able to develop those skills working as a teacher this summer. And I myself, I'm Nigerian. I have been to Nigeria, which is West Africa. I've never been to East Africa, but I definitely want to learn more about the culture and the different people there. I just know that from everything I've heard and seen, it's going to be great energy, and I'm very excited to be a part of this.
And I just want to say that Chizo has a really incredible opportunity as an Igbo woman going to East Africa, but she also has a unique opportunity representing one of our instructors. This will be the first time that we have a hybrid course. Zoe, we call her Zoe, but her name is Zovictra. Zovira.
Zovira.
Yes, Zovira Jackson. And she chose Chizo to represent her on the ground, to have the immersive experience. And so she will be coaching her and doing courses virtually while Chizo is on the ground representing her in person. And so I think that this is a really unique pilot that I'm interested in seeing blossom and develop. So thank you for representing Zoe and media advocacy this summer, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Oh, and my name is Chisom, by the way.
Chisom.
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 Yes.
Chisom. Sorry for the lack of enunciation. Girl like myself from West Baltimore. You don't meet too many Chisoms, but I'll practice. I'll definitely practice. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, who is next?
I'll go.
Perfect.
All right, so my name is Shanna Lim, aka Shay. I am a performance artist. I work in theater. I work in arts education, integration, and one of the major tools in those are dance. I do body art, and I went to the Artisan conference in South Africa with Thai Tours and represented with the keynote speaker there, Jennifer Line, and coming with the Turtle Island Indigenous community of North America. And it was an amazing experience. And so now I want to, it's my first time in Tanzania. That was my first time stepping foot into the continent itself. And now I'd like to I want to do more. I'm very interested in the cultural exchange, and looking forward to bringing my kids to be a part of the student experience, as well as myself teaching and meeting all of you. And I just got really excited that Freda, you're doing performance art and healing arts. I also do the healing arts. I work in Inova Hospital doing movement with the staff. So yeah, I'm just interested in also just collaborating with the other professors / instructors / arts educators.
Can I just say, I know I'm not going to interrupt after everybody introduces themselves, I promise. But I feel like there's a trend. I see so many mamas that are vested in bringing their sons to Africa. I don't know what it is, but you are like the sixth mama son, like mama and me pair that has gone and been gung-ho about making sure that she brings her son, and you have two sons. And I mean, Angela and Avindre, Mama Rashida and Omari, you and your, I mean, Jedi, and I mean, it's just a lot. It's I don't know, there's a trend here. I feel like I need to write a book or something and get all the mamas and the sons to talk about their experience and like publish it. I mean, this is a something. I just had to say, okay, who's next? I think we have left CJ Dunford, and then we have one of our donors on the line, who is an artist and griot storyteller, mama in the community. I mean, just definitely someone that we all look up to as artists in this area. And she wanted to join the call and see what she was donating to. And we said, please, please join us, meet some of the experts for this year. So we've got Mama Janice as well as CJ Dunford. Who wants to go first?
She has to unmute. Mama Janice, unmute.
Mama Janice is talking away, and now she's off the camera. Mama Janice, can you hear us?
Here I am, because I was cooking. I had to take stuff out the oven before it burned. Okay. This is Mama Janice from the Griot Circle of Maryland, a National Association of Black Storytellers. I'm a professional storyteller, poet, and author. Got several children's books and poems and different anthologies. And I was hoping to go with you this year. Last year I had a passport snafu. And so I was hoping to go. I look up to Mama Rashida. I have seen her work. Of course, I work closely with Deborah Fakunle and David Fakunle with the storytellers. I know about Mama Rashida and Woundworks Productions. So I was hoping to go this year, but there's some family circumstances that will prevent me from going. However, I know that you're going to need supplies and things. So I want to make some donation because I think this is important work. I've been to Senegal and the Gambia, I've been to South Africa and to Egypt, but I've never been to East Africa. I've never been to Tanzania. And so hopefully, God willing, if it's in his plan, I will join you at some point in my lifetime. But for now, I just want to be a donor and help to further this work. I think so much of Kim and her husband and what they're doing. I just wanted to be a part of it in any way that I could.
And, you know, we appreciate that so much because, you know, we don't always have the opportunity to see our elders still working in the field. They're talking about what they did and what they used to do. And we're just supposed to take their word for it and believe that at some point they were doing this work and they were impacting the community. But you're an elder that we still get to see, you know, moving and shaking in this industry. And we appreciate your donation. Please spread the word. As a matter of fact, all of our experts spread the word. We don't just go to Tanzania and give the instruction, but we do actually invest into the participants with like electronic devices. So I'm very big on bridging the digital divide. We're online all day long, we're checking our phones, but we don't realize that 60% of the world is still offline. And it's because they simply don't have the connectivity, they don't have the devices. And some of even the college students we work with still have flip phones or the equivalent of what would have been a Nokia back in the late 90s. And so last year we were only able to give tablets to 10 young people. And then we were able to support a school with 20 additional tablets. And you know, that work was largely because Woundworks, Mama Rashida's organization, posted a link to the community at large and just asked them to give. But this year we have time. We did that maybe 2 weeks before we left. This year it's only April. So if that's what can happen in 2 weeks, I know that this year in July, we can get a tablet into the hand of every one of our participants. That is my goal for this year. We only gave them Kindles, so that's what, $50 a piece. We're not, you know, trying to move heaven and earth. Samia is here in the United States right now talking to billionaires. We're not billionaires, but everybody can do their part. And so I know we have a message in the chat from CJ saying that she can't turn on her camera or come off her mic. We'll see you next time, CJ. Thank you for being here with us. I know today is tax season, the last day, and so maybe you're off doing taxes, but we'll see you next time. This will be our first, but not our last. I did also see Brittany Turner just join us. So in addition to our experts, we're also allowing, just like Chizome, our study abroad students to be a part of this communication this year. And Brittany Turner is with us as a study abroad student out of Howard University, as well as her hometown of Houston, Texas. Brittany, did you want to come off of camera and mic and introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are?
Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm driving. Let me pull over.
Yes, don't have an accident, please. We need
Okay.
you.
Hi, hello. Yes, my name is Brittany Turner. I am currently in Houston, Texas. A student on break from Howard University. And also a part of the Shiro Sisterhood.
G-Rose.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that I should?
Well, do you want to talk about your major? Do you want to talk about why you're joining us this year? Why you think this is an important experience and what you hope to learn or gain?
Okay. So my major is theater arts. I'm very interested in how art can be used as a tool for mental health, for healing. I am excited to experience Africa. I've never been. I've done a lot of research. I've met a lot of people, but I've never actually stepped foot on the continent. And so I'm just very excited just to be a part, be included, and learn and give as much as I possibly can.
Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that, and I always appreciate you, Six. I'm looking into the chat, and I'm reading on CJ's behalf, and she said that I'm very excited to join you from the beauty industry. I have been a creator and educator for Farouk Systems for almost 16 years. We teach beauty gurus to utilize natural and organic ingredients in their systems in their work to increase results and revenue, but also a safe environment. I'm excited to join you with my daughter, Ruby Jacinia from Kentucky. Thank you. So, I mean, we've got all kinds of folks. We've got Frida from Columbus, Ohio, Chizome from Baltimore, but also Virginia. We've got Shay out of Washington, D.C.
Sorry to interrupt. It is Chisome.
Chisome.
Yes, Chisome.
Chisome. And if you have to correct me 10 more times, I don't mind.
Okay.
So we also have Brittany out of Texas, as she just said. I mean, Kentucky, Baltimore, Ohio, DC, Virginia. We've really covered a nice bit of the United States. And when we tell them we come from the States, we're not just talking about one. And that's a big deal to me because we really are a representation of a major portion of the country. So thank you for being diverse and being from different areas, but still seeing the value in this vision. So Brittany and Chizome, because Zoe is not here, we're gonna save your introduction of your course track overview until she's able to join us herself. But right now we wanna talk a little about each one of our course tracks and what you feel your class would look like under that umbrella. So as you saw from our PDF overview, we have 6 course tracks that we're focusing on this year. The first and foremost is art and social justice. As Mama Rashida explained to you last year, her course taught and focused on social justice, art as a tool in social justice. It made perfect sense. Her organization, WombWorks, was dedicated to using theater as a tool to amplify underrepresented voices in social justice, building equity and equality, et cetera, bringing light to those issues. And so it was made perfect sense. Last year, we had art in the media. That was Baba Haki talking about media advocacy and the importance of the messages in the media. We also had art in the workplace. That was led by Sister Angela Sales. She's a CPA, an accountant, and she's also the leader of the Institution of Financial Unity. We also had, so I'm thinking off the top of my head, forgive me if I'm not, if I missed somebody and you were with us last year, please just interrupt and let me know who.
Mama Day, Omari.
Yes, also had arts in community development. And Mama Ade, Frida, you may be familiar with Mama Ade Olomo, who came with us last year. She went through the Columbus community speaking to Baba Shango and other elders that helped create the Kwanzaa playground, and showed how that playground and the concept of play and what it means to have social environments, how that develops community and how artists led the way. So she studied play and brought that concept to Tanzania during the arts and community development track. We also, under arts and education, had Omari, Mama Rashida's son, Omari Bey, use hip hop as a tool to talk about history and a lot of the education around social movements. And so that was arts and education. So I think the only track we didn't have covered last year was arts and technology. So that's art and education.
I'm sorry, Kim, with Ia Marie and arts and spirituality.
Yes. So arts and spirituality, that was also under the education track. Just understanding the importance of identity for artists, understanding the importance of roots work and grounding, a value system, balance, work-life balance and self-care. Mama Ia Marie, under the arts and education track, she spoke to African spirituality, and she used that as a tool to explore these issues with all the artists. We did several workshops, a flag planting, the Pan-African flag on the beach of Bagamoyo. So many incredible workshops that where she used African spirituality as a tool in the arts and education track to teach the importance of identity, shaping, the importance of balance and root work, work-life balance for the teaching artists themselves. Thank you, Mama Rashida, for that. I love Ia Marie, love her so much. And she said before she came, she didn't think she was an artist. And even though she was an African spiritual leader of the Ile Imole Spiritual House in Washington, DC, she didn't see herself as an artist. And so to me, the reason that she is my proudest moment from the Summer Learning Institute is because before we left, she understood how not only she is an artist, she's a lead artist, she is center stage. And every portion of our closing ceremony, our creative communication performance, she was a part of. She was dancing, she was acting. I mean, it was great. It was great. She even opened with the libation. And so thank you again, Mama Rashida, for reminding me. How could we ever forget Ia Marie? And so those were the 5 tracks that we had covered: art and health, art and community development, art and social justice, art and education, art in the workplace, or art and business. But we did not have covered art and technology. And so when you think about your syllabus and the course that you will be offering, please refer to those tracks and try to help us determine which track your course is going to be offered under. I know that at this point, you all don't have your syllabuses developed, You're still working on that, but we do want to make sure that you can have them developed by May 15th. That is a basic date. Gives you just under 2 weeks. And remember that your first draft is just that. It's just a draft. So I don't want you to feel as if you have to have everything written, but we would like you to do a basic syllabus template. Find that for yourself. We don't want to put you into a box. We don't want to say a syllabus looks like this, but it has to contain a couple things. It has to contain an overview of what you want your course to accomplish. It has to contain basic outcomes, right? What is it that we're supposed to get from that? One portion of our model is that it is something that you must be able to demonstrate. In the African worldview, all artists are performing artists. And so unless you can demonstrate what you've learned in a practical way, it doesn't exist. We want you to think in the beginning about the end. So our closing creative performance, think about how you can explain to the audience, express and demonstrate to the audience what you try to teach to your young people or your learners, and have them participate in that explanation, because you haven't truly learned until you're able to teach what you've learned. And so we want them to also take the seat in the role as teacher on the last day of the program and participate. So if you've already given some thought to that, I just want to open the mic and pass the basket and give you an opportunity to kind of talk a little about what you've been thinking about. I'm hoping that your ideas are going to inspire other people. And if you don't have any ideas, don't worry. It's okay. You'll get them. You're here because we know that they're there. So don't worry. But I want to open the mic and pass the basket so that you guys can hear each other talk about what you have in mind for your course under what course track. And when you tell us your ideas and what you have in mind, can you start by saying which course track you think your course should be under? Anyone can go first. Don't be shy. Don't make me choose you. Anyone at all?
Okay, I'll go. Well, first of all, I'm not sure what course track it would go under, because I'm thinking of the healing arts. So it could be art education or spirituality. I'm not sure what it would go under, but I do see more of a self-awareness and possibly transforming their one's identity. And I definitely want to do a mask workshop where, you know, they become who it is that they want to be, you know, visually just make something to show what they want to do. But I do have a question. How many days are we actually teaching? And how many hours are we teaching?
So first I want to say that it sounds like your course track is art and health, but depending on how you want to deliver the topic, it could go under something else. So as we talk about the modality, that may change a little, but right now I'm hearing art and health.
Okay.
So we can keep it for
Kim,
yes.
I'm sorry. Chime in. Can you hear me?
Please do.
Okay. Okay, I wanted to chime in. I just thought that one of the things that you said, sister, tell me your name again. I'm on my phone. I can't really see. Sister Frida. Yeah.
Yes.
One of the things that you were saying was about healing. And I think, you know, using the arts for healing, I think I heard you say that. And, you know, I think it's a very beautiful thing to be able to weave that together in the way. I'm very just, I'm just saying that I hear that in a really big way. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
about that from last, just from last year, I was just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. We got some static.
I'm sorry, Mama Rashida, I hear a little static. Were you finished?
I am off. It's not my static, it's somebody else.
I think it's
My-
Shay.
Oh, Shay, please mute yourself.
Okay.
Mama Rashida, I'm sorry, were you complete?
I am complete.
Okay.
Okay.
So
you.
in terms of schedule, you will get a schedule, and a part of our pre-arrival is that we want to make sure that the classes are complementary, that are being offered at the same time. So for example, if there are going to be modalities that teach their subject using the dance, we don't want to put all the dance classes in the morning because people may want to participate in both. What we found last year is that our students wanted an opportunity to go to every class. Well, it's 90 students, so they don't have the opportunity to go to every course. But we do want them to have enough diversity to feel like they've got a taste of at least each course track. And so in terms of scheduling, you'll teach twice both weeks, so 4 times total. So each class will be about 2 hours. So around 90 minutes, maybe a little more. And so if you teach in the morning, the next day you'll teach in the afternoon. So they will flop so that even you yourself can participate in other classes, because some of the instructors are, going to be doing things that you are also interested in. And so that'll give you a break, an opportunity to explore their work, also to learn new teaching techniques, and that may lend to professional development in a way. There's also an opportunity for you to just take a break and go off into your own taxi and explore as you see fit. If that's something that you're also into, just from the tour hack side. So yeah, did that answer your question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, but I already love what you're thinking about. Like I already love all of that, and the work that you've done with the healing and health of the inmate population. If you can do it with them, you can do it anywhere. So I think Shay said her phone is dying. So Shauna, does that mean you want to go now and introduce what you're thinking in terms of your course development, or that you would like to go later?
Oh, I could now. That's not what I was saying, but I can I can comply with that. I'm a little bit unsure as well. I know we had a conversation about it before. Because I do arts and I do healing and a healing aspect in human connection and performance, and I do it also within the area of health and movement and fitness. So I'm not quite sure how to focus in the syllabus. It would take like some conversation, but I do know that I would like a interactive type of teaching versus just, so yeah, I think through some conversation with well, like as you said, with some of the other, Mama Rashida and Frida, since we all, tally within the same realm, in different ways, we could maybe really shine like in the separate arenas, but within the same, under the same bracket. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think conversation.
Makes perfect sense to me. Makes sense to me. Sounds awful.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense because I don't want you to think that there can only be one course in each track. Like, because we have more than 5 teachers, and it looks like we're going to be able to touch on at least, every track twice. So there's space for, your course if it is art and healing, if it is under the art and healing track. But we will look at your course, what the outcome is, because when I hear community connection, I think about social justice. Healing.
I could definitely do the social justice and performance art.
Yeah, that's what I'm here, like community connection, healing. They're just also integrated and connected. I guess that's what interdisciplinary art does. But when I heard you say it, that's what I instantly thought of. But we'll work it out. And I just want you to know there's space in every track for more than one course. So either way is okay. But thank you, Shauna. Thank you for letting us know what you've been kind of thinking about in your head. I guess maybe we can go to Mama Rashida. I know we've had a few conversations about your course track this year. Mama Rashida?
Yep. So I was thinking that certainly with social justice theater, our piece is also, I think we talked a little bit about the idea about healing through community rituals also. And and what that means. So I don't know, I'm open. Because for me, all of the arts is about healing, period. And if you're an artist, you are an activist. Whether you want to be or not, or whether you realize or not, you are. Because your art is able to change. You're able to change things, and the art itself. I think the Dagara people say that artists are the healers. That's how they are looked upon. So, I don't know, maybe I could talk about that. I don't know, maybe that's something to explore some more. But I'm open. I certainly would love to do, I know before what I did was bring together all the factions together, and we created a piece that in directing, I think, in bringing all of the pieces, we had where everybody brought their piece, and we connected it together to create a community piece that was done for the entire community in Arusha. And so, I think one of the things that I am good at doing is directing. So, and I think in bringing all of us together, because even though we have our separate tracks, we're going to overlay into each other, because it's also about us modeling for the students' community and the power that community has in healing, because we ourselves will be together with each other. And that was the beauty about last year. And I think it's important to continue that, because in traditional society, we weren't in separate, even though we're saying separate tracks, in the end, we're going to model how these tracks come together, and how these powerful arts, and in various tracks, they come together for the healing of the entire community. And for us too, as artists, even as instructors, we are also learners as well. I don't know. I didn't even answer the question. I don't think. I think I went around the mulberry bush and through the yard and over the river and through the woods. But I will be wherever you need me to be. How about that?
I appreciate that, Mama Rashida. Of course, you can fit in any one of the tracks. And so I think what you said, though, is really important, that our closing creative communication performance is about demonstrating the necessity and the relatability and interdependent nature of every sector of society. And creativity being the power source for all those sectors. So thank you for saying that. And we
It's
have
all,
to
all
always remember.
connected. And I do want to say, and only because it's coming up right now in the energy field, to say that for all the people are going, I can't hardly wait for us to feel the power and us even as instructors coming together in unity with our arts and with our creativity, and how beautiful that is, and how beautiful it was last year, and to continue the energy of that, because that is the fuel that fueled me to come back and go, yes, you know. And so as we're preparing, and even as we're preparing for and we'll meet again, correct, Kim, as we're preparing for our your syllabus and whatever it is that you're going to be doing, this bearing in mind that just do it, just create it, go inside and be free with it, and know what it is, and let spirit lead you to know what it is that you want to do, how you want to do it, and just be free with it, and it'll all come together. It'll all come together in a beautiful way, and we will all come together in a real powerful way to support each other, because that's what we did, and that's what we do, and that's how we should do. I'm taking shit out of my vocabulary, but I believe that's what we will do as artists when we come together. Yeah,
Absolutely. Let's see. We have Baba Haki. Can you talk about your course track and media advocacy?
Thank you. Yes, and it's good to hear what everybody else is doing. I would hope that, hold on, let me make sure I step outside a little bit. So principally, in terms of understanding the role of the media, I think it's essential as I continue to learn about how marketing affects one's brand, and teaching that, oh my gosh, and teaching that to artists, as you said, Kim, earlier, how many are disconnected from online services, but ultimately the overall goal of Teaching Artists Institute is to have these artists to think as entrepreneurial business individuals, and that includes a lot of things, and controlling one's image, controlling their mind, and recognizing that they have responsibility to project a certain character and culture and consciousness into the art is what we do. So we show us, so last year it was very powerful. I showed like a film from Quelly TV, which is an independent Black streaming platform. So, and we had discussions about different films, and and it seemed like there were a lot of film students present. So I didn't just talk and lecture, I let them engage, and actually some of them almost taught the class. So, I had to learn just what their experiences were. So, like Shauna Shea said, just allowing for interactive instruction. So I figure it's going to be along those lines, and I added some teachings about social media as well, because many of the young people there, they are online, so it's just learning how to take advantage of that. So that's what I say. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba Haki. Chisom, I know that you and Zoe are just getting started. But if there's anything from your discussions you would like to share, I can set the backdrop a bit. Zoe is a journalist by trade, and so she's got a master's in journalism, a bachelor's in journalism, and she is the author of over 4 books that focus on yoga and children, building their self-esteem through yoga. And so she's bridged her passion and her ability to write as a journalist and be a mother. And so I thought that was great. She's also working a little in the media arts. And so that is, you know, something that in terms of documentary and storytelling that way. And so I innovative in and of itself. Is there any from you all's discussions that you'd like to share with us on behalf of Zoe?
Yes, so we'll be teaching art and business, and specifically through entrepreneurship as well as authorship. And one of the things we know we want to focus on is reflective writing, where we'll have our students practice and learn to tell their story and how to communicate their ideas for a business goal. And we do want to be able to have everyone capture their experience throughout taking the course. So be very cautious in just the daily class as we go through what we're learning, as well as applying their own experiences outside of class and into their writing. So yeah, we just want to get to know ourselves, learn to know our skills and talents. And but one thing we wanted to emphasize is, though we very much value like independence and, you know, knowing oneself, but it's also very important to learn to get help from others as needed, which comes often in business and entrepreneurship. So
Nice. You guys have been doing your homework. I can see that you're in alignment already, and it's so early. I'm so appreciative of that because we've never had a hybrid course, and you coming to be the, you know, the ears and the legs and the eyes. I mean, it's just refreshing to know that you're right on point. Thank you for that. CJ is not with us anymore. She looks like she had to drop off, but I can tell you a bit about what she's been stewing as a cosmetologist and the lead educator for Farouk Systems. She's looking at teaching the art of braiding, etc., but also under the art and business track, looking at using organic products to teach the locals how to look at supply chain management, international trade, brand management for their products, how to best market the product. So looking at the entire industry, from being the artist to being the entrepreneur, not just in the chair as a cosmetologist, but in the, what do they call that? The supplies officers, in the procurement room. But also in the field, looking at agriculture, growing the products you need, or should I say growing the crops that you need for the products that you plan to produce, and learning how to market them in the best light to get the highest value. And I think that workshop is, or a course within that course track, art and business, is really important because what we find in Africa is a lack of manufacturing infrastructure. We find the crops, we find the produce, we have the organic moringa, it's growing, it just grows like that. We have the lemongrass that we love so much in our sugar scrub lip balms and our shampoos and body washes, but you don't find the manufacturing infrastructure to provide the proper packaging and or the shipping infrastructure to get those products to the market, even within the country and in the region. And so I love CJ's workshop in art and business, showing cosmetology, the art of braiding, such an indigenous knowledge system on the continent, and using that as a window into supply chain management, marketing, and international distribution. And so CJ isn't here, but you guys will get a chance to experience her Southern Kentucky charm and all of her business wit all at the same time in the next call. But this is the team, guys. This is who is going with us. I'm really excited. We do have 2 instructors that are going to be with us on the ground. So because it's so late in Tanzanian time, I'm going to also speak on their behalf. We have Swataria. Swataria is originally out of Detroit, and during the pandemic, she moved with her husband and 5 children to Tanzania, because at that time it was the only African country that didn't require a vaccine in order to come, or a COVID test. Of course, that has changed. They do require COVID testing now, but she just wanted to be out of the American rat race. And so as a vocalist, she's a performing artist. I knew her as a young woman at Morgan State University. We both sang on the choir together, music majors. And at the closing performance for last year at the Summer Learning Institute, guess who was in the audience? Swataria. And after the show, she came up and said, "Kim Poole, I know that voice anywhere." And I sang just a bit on stage, and she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe that after years and years, over 10 years, that she would see me on stage in Tanzania doing this project, and she would be there. And so she's going to be looking at sister cities and the choral arts and music, and how we, may not be able to talk together, but we can sing together. Music is a universal language. And so I'm really seeing that as an opportunity to fulfill our arts and community development track. Sister city choirs, using music as a tool to bridge language barriers, using music as a tool to connect cities around the world. And so I'm interested in her using the choral arts in our vision, and she's currently based in Tanzania. And next we have, of course, Mazambwa. Mazambwa, Haki kind of mentioned him last year. His name is Epimek Luanda. He is based in Bagamoyo. He mentioned him because he's currently in the US, and he's right now performing with President Samia, as a part of her delegation, as she presents Tanzania to investors across the country. He's there performing. He was one of our students last year at the Summer Learning Institute, and this year we brought him back as an instructor because his ability to tell stories, the lullabies from his grandmother, from his ethnic group, to use story and his indigenous griot storytelling method to preserve and promote African culture and identity. I think that will be great under our arts and education track, the importance of identity and community shaping, but under the arts and education track, traditional storytelling, and that as an art form that needs to be learned by every sector. Story is the most important form of education. It's how you learn. It's how you teach yourself everything you know about who you are, where you are in the world, and what your purpose is. And so really excited about Mazambwa and his track, arts and education, and his course around African-centered storytelling from an indigenous perspective in Tanzania. That's going to be great. So 2 on-ground instructors in Tanzania, of course, joined by all of you. And it looks like Miss Zoe has made her way into the call. I don't believe it. So Chizome's partner is with us. Zoe, would you like to introduce yourself and say anything about your course track?
It's hard for me to talk. I have surgery, so my mouth is, I would love for Chisholm to speak on my behalf because I had surgery today, and it's hard for me to speak. I'm so sorry, but I did want to get on the call. Chisholm, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry to hear about your surgery, the pain going through, but glad you could make it. I did speak a little about our class earlier, and we went through some of the ideas we had spoke of how we want to conduct our course, including reflective writing being a center of it, as well as learning to know one's skills and talents, and also getting help from others. Guess if I were to include more, yeah, I can't think of what else to include.
Well, we also wanted to focus on entrepreneurship, what it means to be an entrepreneur, and also tying it all in getting to know your strengths, and also giving the participants a chance to, we'll teach them how to pitch, but we will also allow them to pitch their ideas as we run them through writing and reflecting on that, as well as authorship, writing books. And we'll have my books and other books as examples. Is that okay, Kim? Kim, does
Yes.
that fall in line with what
No,
you're
that's
visioning?
listen, she represented you so well. You'd be proud. You'd be so proud. And this today is just for us to see what everybody else is thinking, to begin the conversation. And this is one of 3 sessions. So, you know, we have 2 more sessions to go, and hopefully, you know, before it's all said and done, everybody will be really comfortable with what it is that they're presenting, as well as have a sense of what everybody else is presenting as well, so that we can work in a complementary fashion.
Kim, I'm sorry. Kim, I just wanted to add on, Omari is going to probably come back too.
That would be perfect. We love Omari. Hip hop is so central to our community story. And I love when it's being used as a tool, especially as it relates to education.
Yes.
And you know, like a lot of people don't realize that we're working hard and not smart when we try to use things outside of hip hop to teach this generation that's already ingrained in the hip hop culture. Use what's working. They're learning. They're just not learning what you're teaching. They're learning what Jay-Z is teaching. They're learning, I mean, some of the hip hop artists I like Nas, you know, Nostradamus, you know, I'm Lupo Fiasco. You know, there are a couple people that I appreciate, but I feel like use what is working, learn from artists that already have the attention of this generation, and make your work easier. And so that would be great if Omari is going to join us again this year.
Yeah, and I wanted to say too, and they're artists, but it's also, you know, hip hop is it's another music form, you know, a musical genre that really, I mean, pulls us in it, and it's so creative, and the history of it is phenomenal. And what they did last year with hip hop was absolutely great. I, you know, they talked about, it's just a way for young people to be able, another tool to be able to have their voices heard. And so anyway, just wanted to chime in. So he is going.
Yes. And I'm so excited that he had a chance. I completely forgot that he's living in New York, and he's back and forth between New York and Baltimore. And when I saw him with Magamoto, oh my God, I said, yes, somebody saw them. I just felt so bad that they're on the ground in New York and nobody got a chance from our group to see them in person. And
right. I wish I had known ahead of time. I might could have, you know, worked something out, but they went. I'm glad they were there.
A week ago. Nobody knew ahead of time. I said nobody knew ahead of time. Magamoto didn't even know until like a week and a half ago.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, that's how it happens. It's okay. Well, somebody, I feel like somebody went, and that somebody represented us because we're a team.
Listen, I'm so glad. You have no idea. High key. Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So, guys, that is it for tonight. Please let us know your availability for May 15th. May 15th is going to be our next Connect. If you could come to our meeting May 15th with what you described today on paper. It doesn't have to be a full syllabus. It doesn't have to be in any particular format, but we would like to see in writing what you described that you would like to do today. So if you could send that to us on the 15th, we'll read through that together and begin to look at templates. So we're not asking you to assume a template, but we do want a structure that is uniform for the students to digest. And so we're going to determine what that looks like together, so that it is a reflection of all of us and an interdisciplinary approach, considering all of our worldviews: arts and business, arts and healing, arts and community, etc. So please come to that meeting with your availability for our third meeting. I know that that looks different for everybody, but it's going to be about 2 weeks after. After our third meeting, we're going to be focused on the Thai Tour preparation series to make sure that everybody is ready with vaccinations, visa, and all of that. And we're also going to have a mini cultural orientation at our.
Did you say vaccinations?
Well, that's what we call that section, but don't worry, you don't need a vaccination to enter Tanzania. So
Okay, all right.
Not looking to do that.
Oh, I wanted to add one little thing. Just this is a sidebar. My graduation date is May 16th.
Wow, my sister's birthday.
I'll be graduating from Micah.
Congratulations.
And my art exhibit is up. So I want to send you something, you know,
so that we can promote it everywhere until people tell us they sick of hearing about it. We're going to tell everybody. So please send it. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Frida, I got to talk to you about my newfound visual art, adding visual art onto my resume. I'm a performing artist, but I add visual art onto it. But we'll talk some more. I just really wanted to say I'm really excited to have met everybody on the Zoom today. I feel the energy of everyone here is really, really powerful. I really do. I know you can feel it, Kim and Haki, and I think that we're going to have an even more powerful Summer Learning Institute vibration than even more powerful than last year. I can feel. Oh, I can't say on the thing. What I'm getting ready to say, Miss Freeze. You know, some people they know blow the roof off the.
Yes, yes.
You know the rest of it. So I'm just looking forward to it, and I think everybody is coming with such really powerful, good energy, wanting to do this, and I'm just really, really excited. Chisom, thank you. You represented Sister Zoe and what you all are doing so very, very well, very clear, and you know I feel CJ, Shauna, everybody was just. I feel like this is going to be something really powerful that's going to happen, and it's going to be really good for all of us. I really do. Yay. You know, I'm a vibration.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe. Amen. Amen.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that is the end. Thank you, Mama Rashida, for your closing words. And I will send you guys the link for May 15 ASAP. Thank you again for being a part of this journey, and I look forward to the ride. Peace and blessings.
Well,
all right.
Same
peace.
time. Same time.
Peace.
Yeah.
Same time. Okay.